What's going on, guys? Welcome back to our Let's Play here on ARK Aberration. Now, as you can see, we've got a brand new little shoulder buddy. It is Bambi 2. Now, what I didn't realise is that you could actually turn the light on through the emote section. A little clap. So yeah, that's extremely handy. You could do that while on the mount as well. But we've got to be careful because we've got a pack of the Ravagers just over there. You've got a 150 male, but that isn't too much of a concern right now. Between last episode and this episode, there's been quite a few dogs lost and then regained, mainly by steak and noodles. But in all of the losses and retames, like we've got a few garbage ones sitting around still. Between them, we've managed to actually grab a 180 female and a 180 male, which I've got ready to start mating up here soon. But our main mission of today is actually to get some snails up and running, which means we're going to have to get some form of a greenhouse up and running and get pretty much the... I forgot the word, it's completely lost now. It's not the foundations, it's the infrastructure. Yeah, we need to get the infrastructure down, ready to actually start creating the sweet vegetable cakes in order to tame the snails. Now, we've got some tree sap points down at our little fishing hut place. Now, I really did want to tame that 150 male, but we can leave that for a second, and I'll take you down to where we can. Hopefully they've not migrated closer to here yet. I'll take you down to where we've actually set up a little fishing hut sort of place, sort of respawn point next to the blue cave. So if you just follow this little lake down to the waterfall, swing a left, and then you pretty much just follow this lake all the way down. Now obviously we're going to start getting stuck because the terrain hasn't loaded in. Come on, hurry up. Just got to watch out for other packs of dogs and crabs and also sarcos. There's a load of badness that usually spawns up and down this lake. But yeah, it shouldn't be too bad going, hopefully. We've got another horse just over there. But yeah, in between episodes I went and ventured around a little bit to see what's what. You've got trilobites that spawn all up and down this lake, which is where we've been gathering oil and chitin from. I've been gathering a load of chitin. Now the main reason for the snails that I actually want to get sort of done and dusted today is because our bottleneck is the cementing paste, and it's becoming quite an issue, especially when crafting the sort of, the cliff platforms. Now I did actually go ahead and craft a tree platform to try put up here, and for some reason they don't clip to these trees. Don't ask me why, I have no idea. I built a couple of pillars here because there was one of the red mushrooms that spawned here that caused a hallucinogenic effect. But just up here we can just climb up, and then just, yeah, we've got a couple of the tree sap taps, so that's no problem. We've also got one next to our base as well. So if we just sort of angle it so that we don't jump off the edge. Might as well collect these while we're here. Thank you, and thank you. Yeah, so we've got this little section set up. We've built a little hut over here next to the waterfall that leads to the blue cave. There's a metal node that spawns just over on the left hand side, a dense one. So that usually gives us around about 400 metal, which is about 200 ingots worth. There's another point that I found, which is at... it's around the... oh, if I go out of that view and render, thank you. It's around about the 43-42 mark, which is sort of centre but lower on the outskirts of the actual blue cave. So if you go through down to the blue cave there, we've got a couple of the zip wire hooks. Just you don't want to be sprinting, because last time I done that I just went jumping straight off. So just there we go. Yeah, so it's sort of like straightforward, but way over to left hand side, which is it's pretty far away to actually get to. And each time we've gone down to that cave, we've ended up dying. That's where we've lost, I think, a total of about 6 of our dogs now. But we set up a little base camp here, just so that we can just so we can do a little bit of exploring. I've tamed up an otter, which was swimming around in this little lake. Got a chair set up here to do a bit of fishing. But I've actually got a couple of these fish baskets. I have absolutely no idea how you're meant to use these. So oh, so you sort of just place them. And do they passively like just collect fish, or I'm not too sure. We set up like a couple because we know that there's loads of fish here. And we'll see what they catch later on in the episode. Look, there's another otter just swimming about. We don't want to go drowning, thank you. Yeah, so the main point of today is that we actually want to go around. I'm going to do a little bit of searching around to see if we can actually find and tame up a queen bee to get the honey sort of automated. So that's going to be a lot of running around from me on poodles. I'm going to start breeding up the 2 180s. Wait for them to lay? They don't lay eggs, do they? For one of them to go through the gestation period to give birth to a baby ravager. Hopefully get the decent stats. I have no idea if there's any mutations on them or not. But fingers crossed if there is that we get one. And once I've actually made a little bit of progress, I will let you know and probably bring you back. Probably. I definitely will be bringing you back. I'll see you back shortly. Alright guys, now I'm bringing you back a lot sooner than I was planning on. I've not even ventured away from our base camp over here next to the blue cave. Now, I had absolutely no idea what the fish baskets were for, and I sort of tinkered around with them a little bit, and they're actually for taming fish. I don't know why you would want to, but what you have to do is you have to actually wait for one of the fish to go near them. So hopefully we'll get one that comes near it soon. And almost had him there. So, did we just pick it up? Yeah, we did. That's fine. We place it back down, say about here. Almost. Let's get some air quickly. I'm not too sure what the point is. Is this for like so you can just make your own aquarium of some sort? We put that there. Trap initializing. I don't know what that means. There we go. Now we've got a filled fish basket, which is what you do, basically place it next to a fish that you want to catch. This one I caught and then released and had no idea, and I saw that you could access the inventory. But yeah, it's like this one. Filled fish basket. It's got a spoil timer on it. I don't know what that means. But yeah, apparently it's a thing. And then if you just go into the water, you can release it or just drop it with LT. But if you release it, it goes out and we now have another tamed fish. Now, as to why you want to tame these fish, they're not gender specific, so you definitely can't mate them. But can you make them follow you? Nope, you can't make them follow you, so... Oh no, you can. It just doesn't say that it's following you, I think. Yeah. So, yeah, apparently you can now just tame the fish. I'm wondering if you could tame, like, the piranhas and stuff as well. Attack, really? They can attack targets? Can we whistle them to attack, like, another fish? If we go... I'm worried that poodles might actually go and attack a fish. There's a fish, come on. We've got a random one over here. If we do that... Go get him. Yeah, I don't think they're doing any damage whatsoever. Earthquake's happening as well. That's what the shaking is. Yeah, so they can't actually attack, so it's all passive. And yeah, as to why you can tame fish now, I'm fairly sure that there is a reason behind it, but as what that reason is, maybe if you've got a pond or lake near your place that you want fish in, you can have them there, I guess. But yeah, and it's interesting to know that you can. Well, I jumped forward and the earthquake sent me flying back then. Well, yeah, it's interesting to know that that's what the fish basket's used for. I was definitely curious as to if you can catch and tame up the saber-toothed salmon or the piranha and just have like a school of piranha following you around in the water now, because I'm fairly sure that that should be accessible in probably the Ragnarok map. It could be useful, having like a school of piranha following you around. This guy isn't... I don't want you on passive, I want you on neutral in case I get taken off. There we go. Now while I'm here I might as well go collect that metal node over there, but yeah, just a little quick update on now that you can tame fish, I guess. Okay, see you back again shortly. And we're back, guys. A lot of adjustments have been made to the community base area. My building has now been fully converted into a greenhouse, which you have to sneak in because I've put a crop plot right next to the door. We've got a dung beetle, which cost us around about 3 of our dogs eventually, trying to actually go to the blue cave and grab it. We've got a plant species Z up and running now, so we kneel down to actually access it. We've got some of the grenades, the flashbang grenade things. They're quite fun to play with. I've replaced all the stone piping with metal piping in preparation of what we need to get done. So we've got all the crops up and running. I went round and it took a lot of looking to find some actual queen bees to come out of the hives. Now we've got 3 hives up and running here. They've all got some honey in now. So I've had the rare flowers in there since last night. This is around about 2 or 3 days later since our last clip. We are now... Oh, I don't want to do that. We are now on Bambi 4. I lost 2 of them in the exact same way, leading stuff into our trap over here. I keep on forgetting to take my shoulder buddy off of my shoulder, and when I run in, clearly I throw... Oh, yeah, as you can see we've got our glider wings now as well. Like I said, a lot has changed since our last clip. Each time I lead something in, I usually transfer all of my stuff into an empty chest inside, but I keep on forgetting to throw my shoulder buddy off, and 2 Bambis died in the process of doing that. We lost our Paracepherium. It got absolutely annihilated by this guy over here, which we're calling Trade-Off now, because he chased us literally from one end of the swamp all the way to the other. Now, their stupid mechanic where they'd run up, bite you, I'd have to jump up and hit it with the Paracepherium, which would aggro everything in the area. He would run off because he was like half health, and then everything around me would fight me, so then I'd have to kill all of that off. The Paracepherium did have 12k health on it, but after around about 10 minutes of running through the swamps and constantly being attacked by this stupid thing, it just died. It died around about 20 foot away from the base walls, which really bugged me. And then, because this is the guy who caused it, I ended up luring him into our trap. The trap did not contain him because it's nowhere near big enough. So we chased it around with frank arrows and finally knocked it out and tamed it up. And Spinos, I think, are probably going to be the new type of Rexes at the moment. I've not played around with any of the rock drakes. We've got a crab sitting in there, which Steak had a little bit of my assistance to tame up. We went running around on his Paracepherium with the catapult on, trying our best to knock out crabs. It was only a low level one. It's a 74 now. That's after levels been pumped on. We killed about 6 crabs accidentally trying to knock them out. But yeah, they're the sort of tame changes now at the top of our new community area, which is in here. We've got a little pen filled with our 180 Ravagers. Now these are purely our breeding ones. Now I actually do need to go ahead and start all of these guys breeding, because otherwise it's going to be silly o'clock in the morning before we actually get the imprints on the offspring. So we've got 3 females here from the first batch, and we've got the original female, which is Missy, the 18th. That's like, Steak's gone through a number of them. Now our mating is fairly quick, but then for them to fully grow and mature, I think it's around about 8 or 9 hours, but you've got 45 minutes before the gestation period sits up, so I've got a little bit of while. That won't be done in today's episode. Now the changes to Steak's house has been completely renovated. I extended the walls back that way to put in a line of chests. They've all been labelled, and we've got to pick up our shoulder buddy, so we're going to be losing light. Did we? Or did he just switch off? Light please. There we go. That's better. How about if we turn you on as well? Just get some extra light in here. Yeah, so we've got our line of chests. They've all been labelled. We've been collecting a lot of different resources. Steak's now moved off over to the blue cave area. We figured out after about 7 times of taking the dogs down there and getting annihilated by the megalosauruses, that just taking a couple of spy nodes down there and just tearing the place apart. So we sort of set up a mini smeltery area. We're sort of harvesting the metal needed to build the industrial forge at the moment. So that should be up and running anytime soon, but our bottleneck is still turning to be cementing paste. Now, as you can see by our little setup out here, the dog's now sitting on it and he's in the way, so let's pick you up and just put you over there for a second. We were doing it the old school way in the mortar and pestle, so each of these have like about 100 cementing paste in. Then Steak done a lot of grinding when I was offline, and he got us a chem bench up and running to make cementing paste a lot quicker. So we're just throwing batteries in there because gasoline's a little bit difficult to come by at the moment, killing just the trilobites. And I needed most of the oil for what we're doing today. Now, the power generator he has whacked up here. We did whack one of these water tanks up here just to see if it did gather water, because it never rains. And surprisingly enough, they do actually gather water, which is quite handy to know if you want to put a greenhouse up on a cliff platform and earthquake it again. I think that's every single time I click record there's an earthquake happening, but hey ho, that's how it goes. Now today we want to build our... This isn't actually what I wanted to do, I just wanted to get the sweet vegetable cakes up and running so that we could go out, tame a snail to start getting cementing paste. But the amount of cementing paste that has gone into crafting the stuff that we need to create the sweet vegetable cakes alone is a bit insane. But if we turn this guy on and then we go over to our structures, cooking, we actually finally have enough resources to make the industrial cooker. Now this one's going to be for our community area, so give this a minute or two to craft. Organic polymer is very easy to come by just by going around killing the crabs, so that's all happy days. Let me quickly switch that guy off, it's making a bunch of noise. Really, Earthquake, you want to stop now, anytime soon? I really don't want to go try placing this while it's still shaking about. But while it's still shaking about, let's run around and grab the other resources that we're going to need. I'm fairly sure we're going to need some fibrate, so let's just grab a bunch of that stuff. We're also going to need, I believe, tree sap, which I've been collecting. We've got some in here. We should also have some in our other rare resources. Yep, got some in here. Yeah, all the oil that we've gathered has literally just been from the trilobites. I went around on the crab along the sea, well not the sea, but the little lake bottom over there, gathering silica pells. Now, I do believe that we're also going to need some mehol berries. So let's run over to this guy. He has not got a lot of metros. We may actually have to go out and grab some more of them, but for the time being that will be okay. Have a quick drink of water. Yeah, so Sake did initially run all the stone piping leading to the house, and unfortunately, the way that it was coming into the house, it wasn't going to allow me to snap the cooker anywhere decent without it being halfway in the wall. So I actually went and ran some metal piping. Hopefully there's no badness out here that's going to want to kill me. And then it sort of runs out here and it runs underneath the ground completely up to the lake. Now if you're wondering how I done this, I had to go into orbital camera, go underneath the ground, and then I was sort of running along to make sure that it was snapping in the right place. So as you can see there, Stake's got a few stone pipes here and there. Now obviously that metal one snapped in completely the wrong place, but there's no way of me getting to it to bulldoze it. But this one runs all the way over to the lake and into the water. So that's all happy days there. So now we've got fully running water. It's pretty much well hidden and concealed. And now the metal pipes can't be broken and being attacked from the back. But we actually want to whack the industrial cooker just up here. So let's see what snap points we get. I actually like that one, but it's a little bit in the wall. Can we toggle? Oh, that's just throwing up it off our shoulder. What is... oh yeah, it's that one. I want to make sure that people can still get that way. Let's go with that. Oh, should be irrigated, come on. And I'm going to be really annoyed if it doesn't get irrigated. And irrigated, there we go. Thank God for that. My heart actually skipped a beat then. I was going to be very annoyed if that didn't work. Let's throw our fibros in there, not our grappling hooks, because that's not going to do anything. We want our majors and our tree sap. And then I believe it's the 3 different crop types. So I think it's long grass, sabaroot and rock carrot, which we've all got growing in here. Now all of these have 300% greenhouse effect. I've got 20 greenhouse ceilings above. It doesn't look the greatest, but it gets the 300% effect on all of the crop plots down here. So let's go into these. Let's grab 50 of you. I'm going to get some more fertilizer. Some more fertilizer. Dung beetle should have, yeah, so we can whack a few more in there in a sec. Grab some sabaroot. I don't think it takes citronal, so I don't think we have to worry about that. Now, what else did I need? Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to get. I wanted to grab one of the bug repellents just so I don't take a ton of damage taking the honey. If you're wondering what that noise is, that's the guys at the top still all on wonder, or yeah, wonder to mate. Okay. Go to our beehives, use some bug repellents, stop the stinging action from happening. Grab all. And now we've also got honey on tap for when we find a 180 roll rat. So long as only 150, I would actually like I would like a max level 1 because you can actually get a perfect tame using the honey on them. There we go. Is our goat switched off again? Goat? Is it a goat? Come on. Yeah, I think he's out of power. I forgot gasoline, didn't I? And back we go again. Yeah, running around causes your thirst to drop so much on this map. We've got a bit of gasoline in here. Grab some of you. And then we can head over this way. I know that it's a lot to put into just a basic sort of community area, like the beehives, the greenhouse, the industrial cooker, the chem bench. But this is pretty much our area just for building up resources at the moment, so then we can go off and build our own proper bases. So you throw that in, and we've got all 3 of our crops. Hoping I'm remembering the recipe right, otherwise it's going to be a little bit of a job for Google. But you just start throwing some honey in. I'm gonna wonder what I'm missing. Is it citronal? What is it I'm missing, guys? Come on. Someone put it down in the comments if you can remember before I managed to Google it. And that's what it is, guys. It is stimulant. Now, I'm fairly sure I've got some stimulant in one of the chests. Would it be in Tranks? Yeah, we go. We've got some stimulant. Oh, thank God for that. I'll hop back over here. Let's see how many we can make out of this lot. I may actually have to make some more stimulant, but we'll see. How many is it per each one? It's only 4 per each one, so we shouldn't actually have to make any more. And we finally have some sweet vegetable cakes being made. I think it uses a lot of the meho berries. Or no, it doesn't actually use mejo berries, does it? It's just the crop sap, giant bee honey. So we should actually have enough to make quite a few here if we just keep on whacking in the giant bee honey. It's 1 stack, 2 stacks, 3 stacks. Oh, and I'm throwing in glow sticks. Oh, what did I just grab? I've got the glow stick, it's fine, we're good. And we're left with 1 giant bee honey, and we've got, what, 4 and a bit stacks, which is absolutely outstanding. Stop you, let's take you out, let's take you out, take you out. Stimulant can stay there, but it doesn't stack inside, so throw that. And yeah, that's now turned off, right? Awesome. We've got our sweet vegetable cakes to go out and tame some snails. And yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'll make a quick cut here. We'll head over towards the blue cave, clear out an area to tame up a snail quickly. So I'll be right back. Okay guys, now we're back over by the entrance. Well, it's the entrance that you can walk down into the blue cave. Now I've not brought a shoulder buddy with me this time because I want to be able to carry a snail back, and you can't do that while you've got something on your shoulder for some stupid reason. But hopefully we can find a snail just on the outskirts, because without a shoulder buddy we will be encountering the nameless if we go too far in. Well, these dogs will attack everything and anything, so they probably killed any snails that were about here. Now on the Spino, I've disabled the harvest resource. Well, yeah, disabled the harvest resources, so that way we don't get over encumbered, because the weight on the Spinos are absolute junk. But their damage output is pretty good actually. So I'm hoping just to be able to find a snail somewhere around here. Look, there's one just up there. Let's just make sure that there's no badness in the area. Did I bring... Nope, I did not bring any narcotic with me. That is fantastic. Well, you may actually have to do some hand harvesting of some berries before we do anything. So let's just go around here. We've got to be careful of them blue mushrooms. Now, we have got the blue antidote thing, so if we just take some of them, whack up our shield a bit, and if we find the one that outputs that bottom base bit there, so as soon as you start harvesting it, you'll get that like blue cloud thing sort of come up. Well, we should hopefully get some of the sort of the narcotic mushrooms, I'm hoping. Got rare flowers from that as well. Come on. They're the ones that we want, the acerbic mushrooms. Now I'm hoping that the snail that we've just found isn't too high a level. Otherwise it's going to be a pain to keep him unconscious. But our taming rates are up by 5 times, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue. Fingers crossed anyway. Don't believe I forgot narcotic. I had everything on me ready to go, and I did have narcotic on me, but then I started making the trank darts, because using trank arrows on these guys usually ends up killing them. If he unburrows next to me and I grab one of his pelts, it's his fault, not mine. Oh, really? Really? The one spot that I'm trying to harvest and he comes over and starts pushing me. Get out of it. Stupid roll rat. Yeah, as long as we don't go too far deep into the actual... Oh, I swear to God, really? This guy is now purposely just pushing me. Yeah, let's fingers crossed this snail isn't too high level. It's only a 24, so fingers crossed it doesn't go too badly. And obviously that didn't hit because that dart's clearly not inside of him. Get knocked out, guy. Come on. Get knocked out. How many darts are you going to take? Try another one. Just don't want to cause him too much damage, so if I shoot him in the face or anything, then he may actually die. Really? It's like 4 darts. I don't want to shoot you in the face. There we go. And he's down. Okay, let's whack some sweet vegetable cakes, which should be on our Spino. This shouldn't take more than, I think, 3. Oh, we've got 5. So, I'll put them on him. Put you on there. Got 40 of the narcotic mushrooms, so we should be able to keep him unconscious long enough. Fingers crossed. I'll bring you back once he's tamed up and we're about to head back. Alright guys, we finally got a snail now. It only actually took 2 bites for him to actually tame up. As you can see, very glowy, very nice. Now, what I will actually show you before we shoot off for the day is hopefully if we can get down here without too many nameless spawning, it would be a godsend, but I've got a really bad feeling that they are going to start spawning in like droves. So we'll quickly sprint down here so I can show you the sort of start that Stake's made on his base location and where we're gathering our metal from. Now nothing should really bother us on the way down unless we trample it. So if we just sort of try our best just to steer clear of everything. We just head straight down here. I do believe it's over this direction. I always tend to get lost whenever I come down here though. Oh, just accidentally killed another snail. That's not good news. So yeah, just over here. All red gems. Kill this guy quickly. Is there anything else bad in the area? Oh yeah, there's the nameless. Yeah, just over here is where we're building up our like metal supply. Stake's building up on that platform just over there on our left. And we're going to have the nameless constantly spawning because we haven't got a shoulder buddy on us. But this is where we're gathering our metal. We've got an Anki tamed up inside, which means Stake done a couple of days ago. There's another nameless behind that rock on our left. And he's currently in the process of building a industrial forge. So I'm about to head back to the base, give him a hand doing that, kill some crabs along the way to get the polymer needed. And this one's going to be a big guy. Come on. Yeah, as you can see, they take massively reduced damage when they're... Oh, come on. When you haven't got a shoulder buddy emitting the light. I think my best bet is just to head straight out. But I think that's going to do it for today. We've got a lot of the infrastructure down to get our cementing paste up and running to be able to create much more of the items to progress forward with. And probably in the next episode, me and Stake's actually planning on venturing out towards the red cave. Because we need some red gems for some of the items that we want to craft. And at the moment, the only red gems that we've been able to get is by following the roll rats round and stealing the ones that they pick up. But yeah, so next episode will be a bit of an adventure, a bit of an exploration one rather than today's one, which has been the whole grinding resources and getting the infrastructure up and running. But hopefully you've enjoyed the episode anyway, and if you... Yeah, word, come on. If it's your first time to the channel, please consider subscribing if you did in fact enjoy the video, and I will hopefully see you all in the next one. Bye bye.